screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over. Before you know it, we're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the whole town cheer, it's the ultimate high for the glory. We do it for the glory.
Good afternoon, Summoners. Welcome back to the LVL Spring Term Playoffs. My name is Vulcan. With me is Chisto, your shotcasters entering our first match, coming in from last night with AMA QC Clash Masters securing the best of 3 with a clean 2-0.
Yeah, I was able to catch that best of 3 against FIT, which is kind of a bit of an upset considering that FEU were the higher seed. But the 6 seeds, AMA really showing up for that best of 3. As we see the bracket here, it will be our first match, UST Tigers, the defending champions, facing off against AMA QC Clash Masters. But later today, 4 p.m., Bolsu Gosu X will be facing off against DLSU Viridis Arcos.
You know what I like about this bracket, Chista? Not only that we're seeing the top 3 teams entering the semifinals, but also at the bottom bracket, I mean the second seed bracket, Bolsu and DLSU Viridis Arcos, the new teams entering the LVL. It's a battle of new blood and old blood. Let's see who's going to make it to the finals.
Yeah, and comparing the semi-final brackets, I'd say UST, wherever they go, whatever match, they are the favorites heading into the LVL. And they still are the favorites versus AMA, but the match between Bolsu and DLSU later today, I think that's a more closely contested matchup compared to this first one.
But with this first match, guys, of UST Tigers versus AMA QC Clash Masters, I think, Chisto, you told me something interesting about the roster of QC when it comes to this matchup.
Yeah, AMA, ever since they put Spells into the roster, it's only yielded positive things for them. They haven't lost except against UST once during the group stage. So that was a best of 1, but now this is a best of 5. So we'll get to see whether or not AMA have made adjustments as we head straight into the pick and ban phase here.
So guys, as Chisto said, Spells, ever since they've inserted Spells from the usual Falcata during the group stages run, they have found success only in a best of 1. But when you're talking about a best of 5 series, I think it's well said that you need to see how it all goes on. Momentum side, outside elements will test you to the very edge. But now let's get straight to the drafting phase for our first game. AMA Clash Masters on the blue side versus UST Tigers on the red side.
Yeah, and you know what I enjoy the most about patch 8.12 pick and ban, Vulcan, when it comes to competitive?
What's up?
You never know what you're gonna get. It feels like the meta right now, what champions you're gonna get. It's not always the standard, oh, we're gonna get a marksman bot lane. Sometimes we get bruisers, sometimes we get mages, sometimes we get to see strategies such as the Mastery Taric. So I'm very excited to see, considering that we might have a potential of at least 10 games today. Who knows what these teams might bring. But of course, this is game 1. So this might be a feeling out process for both of these teams as they've only faced each other once.
This may just be like a treat for all of us watching right now, but I think when it comes to the bans here, the Skarner, you did mention something about Zoe having not so much of an impressive pull, so we're seeing them pinching it down even more. But AMA, pretty curious here, a blue side priority Yasuo.
Yeah, normally first pick blue side, you'd go for some stuff like the Zoe, maybe the Kaisa, some junglers maybe, but Yasuo on patch 8.12, it's a pick that we don't know whether or not he's gonna go top, he's gonna go mid, or whether he goes bot lane. So we'll just have to wait and see. But looking at the lock in here for the Tigers, I'm pretty sure the Tomka just gonna go into Kresha's hands.
I think when it came to the TK pick, it's something that we saw from coming in from our match from the previous night of the quarterfinals, how this TK played an important role in this patch 8.12, but looks like a Nocturne will be locked in by UST. Still, you did mention more priority picks are open here, such as the Kaisa, but looks like none of them are jumping on it just yet.
Yeah, the jungle pick from UST is interesting, but right now AMA are hovering over the Sejuani. You have to note, there was that change on Sejuani on patch 8.12. Her Permafrost stun no longer has a cooldown on non-champions, so it does help with clearing quite a bit. She does offer that engage that Yasuo would want, and this is a classic combo. It's very it's very old patch-like. I forgot which-
Traditional.
Yeah, it's very traditional where you just go Sejuani and Braum and okay, we'll lock down a target with all the CC and just keep running at your faces. Let's see how UST decides to counter this.
If this is a Yasuo Braum bot lane, we did see it last
Might
night.
be.
Might be, but it's all up still in the air there. But UST Tigers getting that Shen for their last pick.
Yeah, and what's UST signaling here is they want to go for those global plays. They have the Nocturne, they have the Shen to put on top of him once he dives in. And they also have the Abyssal Voyage from the Tahm Kench available if they want to go that route. So the global threat from UST right now is super, super good. I want to see what picks they decide to add on to these initial three.
It's all about the game for UST, flanking the opponent here. Global ultimates, let them go in blind. So UST going for the Nocturne and Shen, the combo we usually see to just penetrate a Braum pick in a way. So doesn't matter if you have a front line, you have a Paranoia in and a Stand United.
Yeah, and you know what interests me, Vulcan? The picks such as the Kaisa, such as the Dr. Mundo, champions that we deemed overpowered for this patch have fallen through priority. Even, oh, actually Vladimir is banned, my bad. But yeah, picks such as those Mundo and Kaisa have fallen through. Both teams not deciding to pick those up. But Kennen for Spiegel, Kennen could be played bot lane, but the AD builds might not be as popular. I wonder though, once we head into the game, which build the Spiegel decides to go for.
And we did see someone play the Swain bot lane last night. It was actually the LSU side. Swain bot lane could also be a thing, but we always see these picks here. As you just said, guys, you never know what you're going to get unless you see the final pick. So, yeah, I'm not pretty sure this is going to be going top side.
Okay, so if AMA does lock in this Cho'Gath, what it does mean is they have a choice of whether or not to put spells on the Yasuo. Oh wait, I mean, to put Niebe on the Yasuo, sorry, or Relapse on the Yasuo, because Swain could be played bot lane. They just need to wait and see what the final lock-ins are for UST before they decide. But Zoe, that's for sure going to Sarah.
So Sarah will be handling the Zoe. Gisto did mention, guys, about the more powerful picks opened here. The Zoe was left untouched throughout the drafting phase, so UST quick to jump on it.
Yeah, I think the largest question for us here, Vulcan, is whether or not Relapse will be locking in that Swain, or will Niebe be holding on to this pick and facing off against Sarah's Zoe?
But maybe we will see the Yasuo bot lane still. Let's wait for the final switches happening for Clash Masters before we generalize their drafting phase. But for UST, going for the Shen comp with the Nocturne, but also the fact that we're seeing the Tahm Kench.
I'm very interested to see how Kennen and Tahm Kench synergize in lane, because this is a lane I haven't seen in competitive before. Kennen has been played, but Tahm Kench can not quite as much. Usually you'd see Tahm Kench paired with the more traditional AD carries such as the Ezreal in the bot lane. So I'm very excited to see how Spiegel and Crescio play out this lane against the Braum Yasuo.
And you did mention that when it comes to the Yasuo and the Braum works really well, but looks like Niebe will be handling the Swain. So note that, guys, this match is pretty interesting because this is the top 3 teams in the previous term, the summer term. QC Clash Masters actually did not make it towards the playoffs, but now they have a good shot of going to the finals here as they face against UST Tigers for our game number 1.
Yeah, so just gonna back off. You don't want to face 5 members of AMA as a Shen level 1. It's not a great idea.
Not yet. They will just scout each other out, but looks like UST will respond towards the red side with their own.
You want to know fun fact for this game, Vulcan?
What's up?
We don't have a marksman.
Again and again and again, we don't see a marksman unless I don't think AD Kane is a thing. I mean, AP champions still can push a wave effectively.
I mean, you do start Doran's Blade on the Kennen because he does have a good harass with his W passive.
And you want to sustain too.
But eventually, I feel like Spiegel would just opt into building AP or probably see a Proto Belt, probably a Zonya's Hourglass once he does dive in. And think about it, the Tahm Kench with Abyssal Voyage into the backline, bring the Kennen in there, and then they could combo that with the engage of the Nocturne and the Shen diving in.
So that's pretty scary for Clash Masters when it comes to a team fight. So let's hope that Clash Masters in a way have their own way of dealing with it. But looks like Spiegel and Crescio are in the red side, moving slowly in. They have wards placed in, so they know the time there, and the steal won't happen. But looks like Zoe does know that Crescio was gonna tongue lash his red buff.
Yeah, still a close call right there. Joe still had his smite available, but what a power leash right there, meaning that Sejuani will have a bit of priority when it comes to clearing the jungle camps. Of course, both these junglers would have massive power spikes once they do hit level 6, so they'll be playing fairly safely during the earlier phases.
So it looks like when it comes to the clash that Chisto didn't mention, guys, look forward to the level 6 here. Watch out for Crusher, watch out for Spiegel. I mean, the way this cannon is played throughout our LVL term is that lagi sila galing sa backline. So that's gonna be something we will watch out for as the game progresses.
And speaking of how this game will progress, Vulcan, looking at UST, they have a massive all-in, but what their comp does lack is DPS when the fight goes long.
Unlike for AMA, that's the complete opposite because you're seeing the Swain and the Yasuo.
Yeah, if AMA are able to survive the all-in, if they go through the Nocturne, engage, the Cannon ultimate, they could very much win a full-on 5v5 against UST, but it's a question of survival.
But I think when you put that out, G-Stone, Niebe is on a Swain, so maybe he can survive the initial burst unless he falls behind now. So yeah, it all comes down to how well these teams play out the earlies. Pero looking at the map here, may Dalos in mid lane, Zoe is going into Sarah, but looks like a flash in done by Zoe. Flash is out, but looks like Sarah will catch his flash, but in a way, burns his own in return.
Yeah, he did burn his own flash, but he will have the stealthy flash for a bit more safety for the next few seconds.
And not to mention, it's going to be a safe call. It's worth it. No first blood just yet, guys. But seeing how the games are being played out, looks like Sears has been spotted dun sa top side.
Yeah, there's a ward by Spells. You'd want to have your back warded if you are pushing up on that Shogath.
And flash in. What's this? A gank happened in the bot lane side here. Zoe went in, trying to put more pressure in the bot lane, really slowing them down because as Chisto said, guys, yung level 6 talaga medyo matakot kay Clash Masters, so they wanna make them snowball.
Zoe is being really persistent when it comes to these ganks. He knows that both Crusher and Spiegel don't have flashes. He's gonna try again here.
Oh, the knockup did not connect though, but Crusher's in the bad spot there, eats up a lot of CC. There you go, double stack there. He pops the thick skin. First blood at stake here. Canfronts, it's one turret shots, and there's the stun connected by Spiegel, taking right now, and that's gonna be the first blood going to USD to the Tigers.
Yeah, really nice outplay there by Spiegel and Crusher. The tower shot, I think, hit Canvas just in range for that. Didn't respect the damage coming in. The persistence from Zoe did not pay off after that beautiful outplay by UST.
I mean, I gotta say for USD, Spiegel, knowing the ticks, I mean, I think for Kent Frost kind of overstepped there. We did see one turret shot, so quite unfortunate for Clash Masters.
Yeah, there's also a bit of an issue when it came to chaining the CC. Crusher was able to pop his gray health, which meant that he could survive, but top lane Cell with the all-in auto spell.
Oh my god, Spells is taking a lot of damage there. Minutes under the favor. Cell goes in for flash, and he's silenced under the turret, but he will survive. Aggression coming from the top side.
Yeah, both flashes burned by both top laners.
Oh, Cell took a shot there, but he had his shield.
Cell has to be careful because Niebe has roamed up here.
Nakita siya, so he responds respectively. But meanwhile, judging from how the first plot went, this is bad for Clash Masters because if ever Spiegel gets the spike item he wants, as you said, Chisto, yung Proto Belt, medyo delikado yung Clash Masters sa game 1 natin.
Yeah, one more thing that happens here is since Joe decided to gank earlier than the Nocturne, it gives Sirius more time when clearing camps and gaining XP. One of the things that happens when you gank as a jungler is you don't spend time clearing camps. You're not gaining any gold unless you get any kills. You're not gaining XP, so that does delay the level 6 from the Sejuani.
Pero Chisto, tingnan natin yung item ni Ken and yung first pack niya. What's that?
Okay, so we do have a marksman in this game. I'm sorry for any doubt that you guys had, but it looks like Spiegel will be giving us a recurve bow.
Okay, that's gonna be a Blade of the Ruined King rush by Kenneth.
Or Gensu's Rage Blade, could be either of the two.
Could be fun to see how he will proc his passive fast, so looks like we won't see the traditional Proto Belt galing kay Kennen.
Oh, actually, Vulcan, if you think about it, going back to our previous talking point where we said USD won't have DPS after they're all in. If the Cannon builds AD, if the Cannon builds on hit, then they have DPS for these fights, then Spiegel can still technically be playing an AD carry. AD Cannon has been played in competitive before. Reckless from Fnatic did do this, but it was way back during season 5 or 6 or something.
And you did mention, Chisto, when it comes to Cannon in this patch, he's better off being an AP, right?
Yes.
To a certain point. The way he scales, the way the buffs has been all throughout his kit. But let's see how UST will pan out. You did say that they lack the DPS. Maybe they spotted out and they're building towards that field.
Yeah, and you know what I want to see from AMA? I want them to invest more into this Bruiser bot lane. Really try and get Relapse and Kenfrost into a position where they can carry the game because I feel like when you go for these brutes for bot lane, it's heavily reliant on them getting ahead. But I'll hold that on Sirius' top lane.
He's chasing out Spells again. Feared under the Nocturne there. Silencing out, but does buy some time with a 2-man knocked up. The teleport. The teleport has been cancelled, actually. Denied. Because Niebe did not refund his... Okay. Looks like the Zoe. Looks like Sarah was able to buy some time for his team. Great job by Sarah.
I wonder if we could get a replay of that, how that actually went down.
Actually.
Maybe Niebe went for the cancel on his own, or a bubble could have landed.
True. But meanwhile, the bot side, looks like the Bruisers are fighting back against Crusher. But look at Espiegel dealing that damage. Press attack has been found, and Braum will be taken down. Espiegel is down. But did you see the Swallow, the Devourer by Relapse, forcing out that other flash?
Yeah, it's a really nice play once again by UST. Knowing their damage, they knew that Espiegel had his Ignite up already. They go for the all-in onto Kenfrost, and one major thing here for AMA's bot lane is they don't have a heal. They do not have a defensive summoner. They've gone all in, so if UST are able to get a jump on them, there's no way for them to actually counterattack unless they fight back full.
This is bad for Clash Masters, because not only that they are really behind in terms of kill score, this Braum is pretty much letting this cannon scale up. I mean, 2000. I wonder if he can get the Blade Bork already.
Yeah, I wonder. I think we're gonna find out here. If he picks up a pickaxe, then it's Ginsu's Rage Blade. If he goes for Bilgewater Cutlass, okay, it's gonna be Bork.
Okay, it's gonna be Bork, but Mima's the top side. Spells did not get connected by the bubble. Cell's still going in hard. Spells does manage to back away under his turret, but looks like seeing how the mid lane is freed up, I think Niebe was not able to respawn quickly through that. Meanwhile, we're seeing Sirius in the riverside, possibly going for the scuttle.
Now we're still waiting for that level 6 gank from Joe. We're still waiting for that Glacial Prison that lands onto a target on UST and then gives AMA priority when it comes to looking for these fights. It just hasn't happened yet.
But looks like for Spells, he will go for the Righteous Glory Rush, but as we all see in Shen's, they will go for the Tiamat, possibly followed up with the Titanic Hydra. But yeah, Chisto, you did say about we will be seeing the Bork in this game for Cannon.
I mean, maybe he just wants the Vamp Scepter for the lifesteal. Who knows? At this point, who knows really what the Spiegel wants to build? If he wants to buy a Rabadon's Death Cap, who's gonna stop him?
True, it's still early in this phase of the game here, near our 10-minute mark. Kill score-wise, guys, is 0-2. So first buyback from the Zoe would be the Lost Chapter. As for Niebe, he did pick up the Catalyst.
Yeah, and you know, the way this game is going, Vulcans, both teams are playing it fairly slowly, and I feel like it's a feeling out process. This is game 1 of a best of 5. The last time they met, it was in the group stage, and it was UST picking up the win, and now I feel AMA are trying to see if their adaptations are going to pan out for them. Joe has not been spotted here, but UST are collapsing pretty fast. This could very easily be a 5-man because Cell has his ultimate up.
And they don't know that Zoe is waiting in the brush and Niebe is right behind them. Serious, he has the paranoia. Let's see, the level 6 spike happened. And it's going to be...
does not have his teleport.
Oh, it's not available just yet, so they do have a 5v4 fight here. Slicing is coming in with the Glacier Fissure for the denial. That's going to force out the flash coming in from the Braum. But Kenfrost will be taken out as Spiegel. Niebe with a Dark Ascension, Demonic Ascension will be the one to kill him blow. But look at that, double kill going to Relapse. That Fissure granting that double knockup for the last breath. They're going for the cleanup here as Zoe is chasing out Sarah. Permafrost gets CC cleansed by the cleanse, and it's going to be Sarah going away from that flash. Yeah, what a Clash Masters won that fight.
What a massive counter attack by AMA Clash Masters. UST thought that they have the numbers advantage because Spells did not have his teleport, but luckily enough, Spells was able to cancel the Stand United coming in. AMA gets so much off of that. They get the Dragon, they get 4 kills. And first turret as well.
They may take away everything from UST. Look at that. First Drake, first turret, all going towards Clash Masters.
Alright, wait. Cell wants to get his revenge here. I don't think Taunt is up yet.
Oh, he's aggressive. He's going in for the flash and connects the Spirit Blade and going for the taunt. Spells, you're pretty much dead here. He does flash away. Knockup does connect. Spells, don't get hit by the Q. Oh, Chilling Smite is there for the slow. Sirius going under turret, and it's going to be Sirius picking up that sweet kill.
Yeah, Cell did all the work right there, but Sirius just comes in. Hey man, I'm gonna take your kill. You did all the work, but you don't have any gap closers left, so I'll just take that away from you. But nice revenge kill right there after taking the tower. But man, AMA with the perfect counter attack in the bot lane actually takes so much away from UST, and now they have a gold lead.
I mean, we saw in the clash there, Spiegel engaged with the Slicing Master, but what happened and why couldn't UST win that fight? Did they like damage? Because we were seeing the board completed by the cannon here closely though.
Yeah, no core items completed yet. Even from the Zoe, Sarah does not have something like a Luden's Echo, the Nocturne, no Duskblade to add any more damage. And AMA were in the perfect position. I don't think they knew where Joe was because he was hidden around the bush near Krug's area. Plus, the fact that Cell wasn't able to join that fight, have that numbers advantage, meant that it was essentially a 4v4 and AMA just absolutely crushed it.
And it was under Terry. Oh, last breath. Connected there. Ooh, Spiegel does not get knocked into the air. Remote pressure stacking up that sweet passive. Trying to buy some time for Spiegel.
And you know, that's what you want to do now. AMA are gonna secure this Rift Herald eventually. Gonna try and use that to take down more towers, snowball their lead even further.
This is looking pretty good for Clash Masters for our opening game here, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
This is going to set things up. I mean, you and I talked about how in the group stages, they have great success with spells, right? Subbing in spells. So for UST, they won that game in game 1 during the best of one in the group stages. But now, best of 5, things may look exciting for us, especially the fans of AMA, QC, and UST.
Oh, hold that thought.
Oh wait, Sarah did not see Zoe overcoming that wall. He does get rooted down and does pull back there. Pearson will connect. Zoe is going in for the flash in, but meanwhile, the Abyssal Voyage will come in here. Teleport will be channeled through. Here comes Relapse for the respawns.
Yeah, I like the way that Joe pathed right there. He knew that Sarah did not have his cleanse up from the last fight, so he knew that if he had his ultimate available, they would have enough CC, enough damage to lock down Sarah's Zoe, even though the Abyssal Voyage comes in. The TP from the Yasuo, I believe, dissuades UST from fighting any further.
Alright, Chista. I mean, the way this game is going, you can see that it's going for Clash Masters, but I think there's something here that you want to talk about. I mean, especially the fact that we did talk about the fact that for the level 6 happening, right? I think UST can still pretty much take this game away, right?
Yeah, but one key thing here, if you're playing the Nocturne, during your first 1 to 2 ultimates, you'd want to be able to get value off of them. Unfortunately, I'm going to hold that thought as we see an engagement lane.
I mean, they're not letting you stop your point here, Chisa, because they are just snowballing their lead here. Look at Tom Gedge, Inium Spiegel, taking from the Ignite. Ken Frost takes the kill. Stan United came in, and Cell will now taunt Ken Frost and secure that kill. Now Cell is trying to back away here. That's going to be the sounds of the last Tempest, but it will be not going to happen. Long connection from the knockoff here, but Clash Masters again piling up in the mid lane.
I feel like UST are forcing the issue. I don't think they had to force that fight there. Cell had the stand unite, but Sears did not have Paranoia available, so the Nocturne wasn't in that fight. And we did mention that as a Nocturne, you want to get value from your first few ultimates. UST are just not getting what they wanted from Series right now.
But we're looking at the items. Maybe we can see some clue in that, Chista, because we're seeing the Warriors enchantment completed and the Tiamat for extra clear speed. But we know that the Nocturne has the Umbra Blades for his passive to clear camps quickly. But now, you did say about value going for ultimates. UST hasn't found it just yet. Maybe we have to weigh things out here.
Yeah, I mean, you did mention that items were being completed on the side of the Teletigers, but if we look and compare on AMA, we did mention they have to survive the all-in. Rod of Ages will help to cinch. Phantom Dancer already completed on the Yasuo. Once they reach that point where UST just can't all-in and burst them down, it's gonna be super difficult for UST to combat the members of AMA.
I mean, I gotta add to that, Chista, because they're all stacking Giant's Belt here. Look at that. All pure raw health for 2 sides there.
Because
really,
why not?
Because why not? I mean, Duskblade deals true damage, so our armors are pretty much useless. Let's stack up more health. Does really work well with Cho'Gath and Sejuani, but I'm pretty sure Niebe will be the key in a clash. If he survives, he can return a lot of damage.
Yeah, think about it. The only member on the Teletiger side that can actually deal with the tanky members is a Spiegel building that on hit. All that Sarah has to do...
Great cleanse away though. Looks like Sarah will not be locked up by the prison. Zoe is really all out in this mid lane, man. I mean, 105, really focusing on the mid lane there. 100% KP for the Sejuani and the Swain, Niebe and Zoe really working together here.
Yeah, I really like the way that Niebe and Joe have stepped up throughout this playoff stage, because during the group stage, Niebe and Joe were actually the members of AMA that we would heavily criticize when it came to AMA losing. So I really like the way that they have been stepping up here during the playoffs.
And you did mention how about, we did point out that Clash Masters, AMA, we were a bit disappointed in the group stages, right? Top 3 teams enter succeed, but looks like entering the semifinals, they've pretty much shaped up here. For now, let's see. Clash Masters has spawned the Rift Herald in the mid lane.
You know, the playoff buffs thing could be a real
Playoff buff.
factor. Yeah, it can actually be a thing because there's more stuff on the line
Tama
when
yan,
it comes
tama
to the
yan.
playoffs. So the players tend to play a bit more seriously because, you know, spotlights on them. They'd want to show up for this.
Oh, looks like the Herald push won't grant them one turret. Wait a minute. Wards has been spotted out by Niebe. This could be a pincer coming from Spiegel. He does have the slicing maelstrom available. Ooh, Infernal Drake started by Clash Masters.
Yeah, UST would have wanted to challenge this, but the Vision, they don't have any wards in the pit or anywhere approaching the pit. Just those two wards near the mid lane. UST making the smart decision there. They don't want to face check into a Sejuani ult, into a Braum ultimate, and then the last breath from the Yasuo. They're just going to be forced to back off.
And seeing how Sarah's cleanse is on cooldown, UST respecting the cooldowns coming in from AMA and for themselves, they don't want to commit too much, but looks like we're seeing another curveball. I think we may see a Rage Blade here, Chisto.
Yeah, on hit cannon. And
Or Witsend, perhaps. I'm not pretty sure. It's still up in the air.
I think
right?
they build all three because they all build off of recurve bow. I mean, why not? Because he is going on hit cannon and going back. We did mention that AMA, they're all building tanky, right? On the side of UST, they only have a Spiegel to deal with these tanks. Sarah will not bust those tanks open on the Zoe. At most, he can just poke at them, but there's gonna come a time where Ken Frost can set up as Unbreakable, Relapse will have Wind Wall, and you could basically neutralize the damage that Zoe can dish out. And it's a growing problem for UST moving forward if they don't find a way to deal with the tanks of AMA.
It's gonna be a problem for AMA Clash Masters if they don't find any plans to stop it. Sarah sniping down Niebe, popping out his demonic extension. Sarah coming in with the flash out from the prison. Paranoia is coming up here. They're eyeing the Swain, but looks like it will be in the bot side for a Spiegel to get a solo kill there. But Sarah finally gets that snipe going on to the Swain. Now looking down the members of AMA, I think Sarah is dealing a lot of damage on the Zoe.
Yeah, I feel like that was a bit greedy by Niebe. He had no reason to step up forward against Sarah. He eats the paddle star to the face. Unfortunately, goes down, and that means there's nobody to defend the mid lane tower.
I mean, just we saw how UST plays throughout the group stages. They have this kill switch. I think it's about time they turn it on and shift their games in their favor. But Clash Masters, they've held on pretty long, pretty good.
Yeah, they can't let, but told that, this is actually a replay off camera. We saw this play happen bot lane. I was wondering where the Paranoia did go. It was actually Relapse getting caught out here, not respecting the fact that it could easily become a 2v1 if they have Nocturne on their team. Just gets all in here by UST. Quite unfortunate for Relapse.
Looks like the focus was in the bot side for the Paranoia. In the end, the kill score will be 6-6. Goldie White guys, we're seeing a 2k lead onto UST Tigers. Item-wise, I think Sarah still has that time to just poke down the members. I mean, we did see him just burst down Niebe.
Yeah, you know, earlier, AMA were the team picking up the objectives. They do have 2 Drakes to their name, but the gold lead is on the side of UST since they have the global gold from the turrets, and some of their members just have more CS than their matchups.
CS-wise, we're seeing here 177 on the Zoe. That's a lot. Meanwhile, across the map, you're not too far behind, but it's the fact that they have 3 turrets on their belts here. Okay, Spells gets spotted by Control Ward.
And Niebe's been lagging behind. As we see the gold right here.
Meanwhile, Chisto, we're seeing 3 members in the mid lane. Zoe does have the prison. What's gonna happen here? Cresho. Same with Cresho. Everyone actually has their ultimates ready in the mid lane.
Oh, they're locked and loaded, man. I'm just waiting for them to start that fight because
You gotta wait for the darkness coming from the Nocturne. So once that's gonna be the thing that you wanna hear
that what he
out.
says?
Yeah, I mean, I sound possessed.
Is that what he says when he ults?
Darkness.
Like,
Yung parang ganun.
darkness.
That's something that you wanna point out. Yung tunog ng Darkness ni Nocturne, that will be the starting clash for UST Tigers. So Clash Master still looking for the right time there.
Yeah, but think about it. Maybe that's what AMA wants. They want to start fight against this team because they know they have tanky members. They know if they survive the all-in, they can fight back against UST. So maybe they're just baiting Sirius in for that fight.
Meanwhile, we're seeing in the itemization, seeing how many members of UST has those annoying CC. We're seeing a QSS completed by the Yasuo. Nocturne won't connect onto a Spiegel. Sarah connects the bubble towards the Cho'Gath. Prison does not connect there. Spelt still running away. Oh, Sarah for the missed snipe there. Looks like 2 members of UST running towards the red side, but they're still poking down the members of AMA. Oh, Sejuani. Poke it down. Oh, Ken Frost. What a block there coming from the Braum.
It's actually a big ultimate burn on the side of AMA. No Glacial Prison means there's no long-range engage to start this fight.
Oh wait, relapse is there. Sarah, a bit too close there. Spells pops the glory. Lockup does not connect there from Sirius. He does pop that shield.
You know, it feels like we're playing ARAM between AMA and UST, but what you don't see happening right now is Cell in the side lanes. Earlier, he was pushing down the bot lane. You see the massive wave in the bot lane. Now AMA has to answer that. He's rotated towards the top lane. The Shen did so much work in the side lanes. And since AMA weren't able to find an engage onto the 4-man squad of UST, they just lose tempo right now. UST have full control of this map and they can do whatever they want.
Looks at the map is in their sides there. Now they're going on to the Juani, calling it a Stand United. Members are piling up against Zoe. Zoe is taken down. Niebe is exhausted right down. Fissure is there for the disengage. Here comes Relapse for the respawn. Spells, lock up does connect, but he won't go in yet. Yasuo is Darcy. He cannot continue on this fight as the members of UST are just poking down AMA. Pinch down in that wall. It's gonna be Ken Frost and Relapse going in hot. Lock up the second connect there. Flashes by Ken Frost, but Sarah will cleanse outside from this fight. Meanwhile, Sarah really going in hot. Relapse will take down Sarah. Perhaps he does flash away. Oh, what's gonna happen there? Drowsy, and he goes back to his dad. Looks like Relapse will pick up that big easy kill.
I just said UST could do anything they want. Initially, it started out so great for them, able to get the pick onto this Juani, but they overextended, they overchased for that fight. If they burn everything onto this Juani, the rest of AMA can fight them. And look at that choke point. The ultimate from Swain did so much damage to all of their members. The AoE was just massive. The extended fight just goes in the favor of AMA.
I mean, let's check out the replay here just to break it down for us.
Yeah, initially, this is great for UST. They get the pick off onto the Sujuani, but they burn everything onto him. The Cannon ultimate, the Nocturne ultimate, even Stand United. At this point, they have to back off. But I didn't know why I said Sage. I'll get that right. But now Swain, in this choke point, he does so much work. Look at the pop from those. It chunks everyone because even Sarah pops in there trying to land his battle stars. I did mention, if AMA are able to survive the initial all-in, they can just win an extended fight.
And we just see the results of that. An extended fight going towards AMA's favor. They're pretty beefy, they're tanky right now, but you gotta hand it to the members of AMA really being the beefy boys from QC, winning that clash. So they really want to take their spots going into finals here. Clash Masters again, kill score wise 97, but we're still seeing the gold lead, not that definitive, but meanwhile across the map, we did see Teletigers taking away the second Infernal Drake.
Yeah, I think this 1k gold lead isn't that massive. If both teams are clumped up as 5, you won't necessarily feel that there is a gold lead. It comes down to how they play out the team fights. UST were able to pick up that Infernal Drake as a consolation prize because everyone from AMA was still in base. But AMA will be responding with this mid lane tower. UST, no answer.
No answer because they have used everything they have, especially the globals. Long cooldowns there, so Teletigers cannot respond to this mid lane outer turret.
Yeah, and going back to what we keep saying, moving forward, the growing problem for UST is the tankier AMA's members get, the less answers they're gonna have to deal with them.
Not to mention, it's gonna be up to Ken Cross to block majority of the damage. Yeah, they're beefy, they're defensive. Who can they burst down? They can try and pinch, relapse, and Niebe, but we are talking about the demonic ascension. If ever UST gets funneled towards that choke point like we saw last time, that's gonna be bad news for Teletigers.
Yeah, and looking at this, Sarah, he's not exactly playing the Zoe that can pop everyone on the side of AMA. At most, maybe he can chunk out Niebe for a lot, but Swain is building so much HP in his build. He has the Morellonomic, the Rod of Ages already fully stacked. You won't be seeing those Zoe one-shots that we see somewhere else.
And we also see Relapse picking up some MR with the QSS. Meanwhile, on the side of Teletigers, they have the Solaris to try and compensate to stay in fights longer. But we're seeing the Rage Blade completed by Espiegel. This could be big for UST. At least they have the DPS you were talking about.
Yeah, so I guess at this point, we keep asking ourselves, what's Espiegel gonna buy next? It's another recurve bow, might be Wit's End. Maybe he'll go that route. It does help shred the tanks, helps Sarah as well, deal more magic damage since Wit's End does remove MR from the enemy tank. So that might be the most logical buy from Espiegel.
But looking at how the members of Clash Masters are responding towards the bursty damage coming from Teletigers, double Warmocks pick up there for the side of Spells and Zoe. pure raw defenses. Not even the Yasuo is picking up some health right here.
You know, it feels like just one of those games where you just have to deal with this massive front line of Cho'Gath, Sejuani, Braum that AMA is bringing at you.
And AMA can't really do much just to tank it all in, and they hope to win that fight sooner or later. Because what do you think about this, Gista? What do you see here?
I like the Baron setup. I like how they put double control wards in the pit. So now UST have to auto-attack 8 times if they want to secure vision.
That's paranoia coming in first Clash Master, because we want to make sure there's no wars. We do see sometimes if you place the control a bit too far, it does miss that some, so Clash Masters making sure that double control ward, double the vision control,
Yeah,
double power.
Minsan kailangan doblehin mo para siguradong walang makakapasok eh. Mga bagay na ganun.
Oh, I mean, Baron right now is pretty big, so they're taking all the precaution to double stack that. So if they put one more, maybe UST Tigers will have difficult time clearing their side.
Yeah, and one more thing that I failed to mention throughout this game is AMA do have great Baron secure with the Cho'Gath. With the Feast, 1,000 true damage. There's no way Sirius is gonna outsmite that Cho'Gath. And now AMA are going for the Baron.
Alright.
UST have to answer this.
One wind wall coming from the Yasuo. The Glacial Prism will connect to Sarah. Sirius is trying to get some insight here. It's going to be Clash Masters taking away the Baron. Meanwhile, it's going to be UST. Crusher 8 up like Spiegel, denying that damage. And AMA has won the Baron fight, taking down Sirius.
Yeah, AMA, they forced UST into a fight that they did not want to take. The Scancel escape!
Sayang! What a teleport escape coming from Cell.
Yeah, even though he escaped right there, UST are scattered right now. They were forced into a fight that they shouldn't have probably taken, because look at the damage. Like I mentioned, the Wind Wall and the Unbreakable already negates all of Sarah's damage. Pressure,
oh god,
good god, my friend.
Cresho goes over the flash of the wall there. The last damage, the steel damage will connect, and Cresho, bye-bye. Baron is in the hands of Clash Masters as Tigers now losing Sirius and Threshold. They may just lose their first inhibitor.
Yeah, not having that many ranged champions means that AMA will have a bit of a struggle when sieging towers, but who cares if it's a numbers advantage?
Wind Wall, Unbreakable. UST cannot poke down Clash Masters with this beefy lineup, but they can try. A Spiegel chipping them down.
Yeah, now AMA will back off, and you did mention the double Warmogs from the tanks, meaning they could eat all that poke. But let's look at this fight. This is a fight UST doesn't want to take. There's no way Sirius is stealing this Baron away. UST is going into this blind. That's the largest factor. AMA's setup for this Baron was so good with their controller. The UST were just forced into such a bad fight. AMA just turns after the Barons ended. The rest of UST just forced to run away.
They're running for the hills here as Clash Masters looking really good here. 51k gold. It's gonna be quick match there. 4k gold lead for Clash Masters. Whereas for UST, Gista, you were talking about the double Warmogs, right?
Yeah, I like that you pointed out that both the tanks bought double Warmogs. Now, what this does is Sarah can only poke at them. All they need to do is back off for a bit, and then they just back to full health. So essentially, what Sarah has done is all gone. All his hard work poking down these tanks.
It's pointless.
It turns pointless. You know, it feels sad for a Zoe when you can't pop someone. If you can't one-shot people as a Zoe, I feel like you've lost the game.
That's kind of a huge statement, but I do agree with you, because not only that they have means to catch the poke, but they also have ways to just deny the engage coming from Tigers. They're unbreakable. The fissure, the wind wall. You lose those CC, man, you're gonna lose this game one. But Tigers, let's still hope that they can try and fix their mistakes. As Spiegel is now picking up the QSS and a BF sword. They have the damage, but I feel like they need more.
Yeah, the Tigers haven't been able to answer the problems that AMA have been tossing at them. Now, it's either UST find a great fight and actually kill the front line, or AMA just takes everything. Oh no, Spiegel!
Spiegel does cleanse away from that present. Paranoia is up, but UST are not going in the fight. They're using it to escape, but for Clash Masters, they're going in hard. One, a demonic ascension pop coming from Niebe. Looks like Clash Masters will secure this game one, securing 3 kills, removing the shed. This is it, Tristo.
Yeah, this should be the game-ending Vulcan. I really like the play from AMA. They just need to take down this inhibitor. They need a minion wave to end the game. Get your minions to the towers, but yeah, this is pretty much game one ending. AMA are going to take a 1-0 lead over the defending champions, UST Tigers. in this best of 5 semifinal.
It's a start for something, but looks like it will be Clash Masters taking away your first game. Congratulations to AMA QC, Clash Masters, and well played by UST Teletigers. So, Jisto, I mean, you talk about a best of 5 series, right? You talk about how Clash Masters took away game 1. What did he do right here?
I like the way that they really met their win conditions. They knew that they needed to find these fights, get their tanks ahead so that they could deal with all the poke coming from the Zoe. And we did mention, we talked about this throughout the game where unless Espiegel is in the position where he can shred the tanks, the moment that AMA survives the all-in, there's really no answer from UST. And the moment, they got so tanky, Sarah just kind of felt bad. Like he was dealing majority of his team's damage, but it was really negated by all of the beefy stats that AMA did have. So clean 1-0 so far, but of course best of 5, you never know. The defending champions still have a lot in their tank.
So looks like AMA won this game by staying alive from the sheer burst damage come from UST. So guys, what you can take away from this game is that if you see a lineup such as UST, you see that burst, buy health, and you will win our first game. So looks like Clash Masters thought of that, and that was their win condition, as Jisto said. We'll go into a short break. We will continue on to game number 2. Thank you guys so much for watching the 2018 LVL Spring Term Playoffs. You're now on our semifinals for a match 1 of UST Teletigers, the defending champions, first seed entering the playoffs, versus AMA QC Clash Masters, the 6th seed. So, Jisto, this is looking pretty interesting for our first match.
Yeah, and it's only the first match, meaning we have more for you guys.
So, more for you guys followed up. See you after the short break. Here comes Relapse for the response. Spells, knock up the connect, but he won't go in yet. Yasuo is Darcy. He cannot continue on this fight as the members of UST are just poking down AMA. Pinched down in that wall. It's gonna be Ken Frost and Relapse going in hot. Knock up the second connect there, flashing by Ken Frost, but Sarah will cleanse outside from this fight. Sarah really going in hot. Relapse will take down Sarah. Perhaps he does flash away. Oh, what's gonna happen there? Drowsy, and he goes back to his dad. Looks like Relapse will pick up that. The Yasuo, the glacial pistol will connect to Sarah. Series is trying to get some insight here. It's gonna be Clash Masters taking away the Baron. Meanwhile, it's gonna be UST. Crusher 8 up like Spiegel, denying that damage, and AMA has won the Baron fight, taking down Sirius.
Yeah, AMA, they forced UST into a fight that they did not want to take. The cancel Spiegel.
And Spiegel does cleanse away from that prison. Paranoia is up, but UST are not going in the fight. They're using to escape, but for Clash Masters, they're going in hard. One, a demonic ascension pop coming from Niebe. Looks like Clash Masters will secure this game 1, securing 3 kills, removing the shed. This is it, Jisto.
Yeah, this should be the game-ending Vulcan. I really like to play 0 game over the defending champions, UST Teletigers, in this best of 5 semifinal.
It's a start for something, but looks like it will be Clash Masters taking away your first game. Congratulations to AMA QC Clash Masters.